Let's jump in with the most recent action, because the internet had a million hot takes on the Isabel, Gabby, Tamara against Mia situation. Yana's there, she's trying to keep the peace. First off, Mick, what did you see that made you want to lob that grenade? What was going on in the background?
I think like what we kind of don't see so much of is Boston essentially coming to me a few times and being like, mate, I feel like, you know, really not included here so far. Like, came to dinner time and she was crying, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, you've just got in here.
She was actually
make
crying.
The most of it. Yeah, full in tears, and I was like, mate, like, you know, you've come on as a bombshell here. You gotta make an impact. It's your job to come in and shake the thing up. And I understand that people probably don't like you when you come in. I think that happened to me. I can't remember what happened to Gabby, mainly because I wasn't watching until I got in the villa. But I think it's just kind of part of it. And like, you want to come in as a bomb, you're gonna have people against you, and you got to kind of embrace it. But for me, I felt that early when I came in, so I just wanted Boston to kind of feel, you know, like I had her back, and she could be comfortable in that villa and be herself. So that's what I tried to do, and I think, yeah, obviously stirred the plot a bit, but I knew what I was doing too. So
well, that's a question, because Boston herself said you weren't really advocating for us. You just wanted to stir a bit of shit. Defend yourself.
Look, I like stirring shit, no doubt, but I think my pure intention was to help Boston there, and well, not so much help her, but just voice what I think she was thinking and saying to me, but probably not communicating with the girls. So I just took it in my own under my own wing to do it, and yeah, I think it created a bit of a divide that night, but I think we solved it quicker. And if you look at the next episode following, the girls are a lot closer already. So you can say what you want, but sometimes a bit of direct confrontation gets you to a quicker result. So I think men are good at handling that sometimes, in the sense of, like, you know, when there's conflict and stuff, we kind of resolve it pretty quickly. But women sometimes, especially in the villa, can be a bit tense, and you know, you're around each other all day. So yeah, it can be a little bit more challenging, I feel like, with them. No offense, but I think men just solve things a bit quicker and get through it. So, yeah, just got in the way and did what I had to do.
You did what you had to do. Mickey, how have you found looking at people's commentary about you as the show has progressed?
I think when I started as well, there was a bit of, this guy's a douche, blah, blah, blah. But,
I thought you were a bit douchey now at the start, to be fair.
Yeah. I watched it back and I was like, what the fuck is this, the first episode? But also I was like, it's going to change and it's going to shift, and like, this is part of, you know, the character I am on Love Island. You got to come in, be a bomb, be a bit of that guy, and then, you know, your personality will come out eventually when you're on there, and just, you know, try and be yourself. But I think, yeah, probably when I came in there, I tried a little bit to come across as that bombshell in a sense, and like be that kind of alpha guy that looks like he's like, you know, I think it came off a little bit sleazy and that kind of vibe, and I didn't really want to portray that. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, this isn't great, but I knew it was going to change as well. And I think that's something I've always trusted with the edit, is just like, you know, everyone's going to have their moments. There's going to be times where everyone loves you. There's going to be times where everyone hates you. I think the whole first week, everyone was like, fuck Mick, he's a loser, mate, like party promoter. Like, does he talk about anything else? All he talks about is eye contact, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then second week, everyone's going, oh, Mick's my favourite guy on there now. Like, he's so funny, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. So, like, everyone judges a book by its cover. We're all guilty of it, I think. And, yeah, you just got to get past it and get through it. And kind of like Yana said, like, I've had hate in the past. You just kind of laugh it off. I mean, there was a lot of things about my teeth and stuff on there that, to me, it's funny to read, because I'm like, mate, like, everyone's calling me a thumb sucker, that I've got Tic Tacs in my mouth, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, who can come up with the best one, you know?
I think you've got like beautiful pearly whites, and
that's what I say, mate. And they're fucking real. So everyone's hating on me, saying I got veneers, mate. Fuck you. But no, look, I laugh when I read it, and obviously, like, you know, there's times where I sit there, I'm not gonna lie, and I scroll through TikTok, I'm like, all right, who's making some videos about me, like some good ones?
I guess one of because you're right, I saw that whole thing of like, when you came in, people were a bit like, I'm not so sure about this guy, and then they loved that you kind of were making mischief and kind of always up for creating fun and creating a bit of drama. But one of the things that I have seen said is this guy like actually emotionally available? Is he actually looking for love? What do you say to that bit of commentary that's been around?
Like, I'm a natural entertainer, I believe, like in my head, like I've done it my whole life. I've always liked to be the center of attention, this, that. So for me, it was number one, come in and be entertaining, because people at home are watching and they want someone that's interesting. So obviously I'm going on there to find someone. Like at the end of the day, like that's such a nice thing. Like I love love. I love being a romantic. I love doing, I love my movies. I love kind of doing the cheesy romance gestures, those kinds of things. So I don't take lightly to those comments, because I'm like, mate, like I tried to be really genuine the whole time. Like if you ask all my friends when they watch back the show, they're like, mate, you're just being yourself on there. So I'll be myself. If a girl came while I was being myself, I
think maybe where it has come from is kind of that idea of like when some of the girls have asked you questions and I think are aiming to get past the like jokey veneer, which is like a huge part of your personality and the wisecracks. It kind of seems like it was almost like a protective thing of like, I'm not going to let you in. I'm going to avoid any questions that will make me have to open up a little bit.
Look, I'm open to being vulnerable, but I think the thing with being vulnerable is you want to trust a person before you do that, because I've met so many people in my life that like, I've kind of overshared with early and things like that. And, I like talking about myself. So sometimes, I'll overshare. And I thought coming on there, like, you know what, stay a little bit more reserved here. If there's a girl that matches my energy, I'll put a bit more in, I'll open up, I'll be vulnerable. But I'm not just going to do it in 2 or 3 days of knowing someone just for the sake of it because, Sharn's in the villa telling me I'm not opening up enough or something. As the walls come down, I open up. But yeah, you got to get me there as well.
That's fair. You're good friends with Ross in Boston. How have you felt the whole house has reacted off the back of like the love triangle thing with Sharn?
Boston's a good girl. Ross is a good guy. Sharn obviously was upset about the situation, trying her best to get through it and deal with the insecurities that come across with, a bit of jealousy and things like that. And obviously it's hard when they have a connection that they've built. And I think there was bits of it that probably wasn't shown that Ross and Sharn were as close as they probably were at the time.
Yeah,
so
I agree
feel
with
like,
that.
I feel like Boston's kind of come in, changed the game a little bit in a sense, and obviously it's made Sharn uneasy. So I think around the villa there was definitely a bit of tension.
The striptease moment with Ross was a bit awkward. What were the boys like in the run up to that? Like, are they going, it's going to be a bit of crack, or are they actually shitting themselves?
When we got told about it, I was like, oh, here we go. Like, fuck, like I've heard about this now. And then kind of walked into the room, we see our outfits, and we're like, oh no. Oh, no.
Do you get to pick your own outfit, or is one?
Well, I remember thinking, like, mate, what is this Love Island Australia budget, mate? Because fucking, like, these costumes, mate, like, mine was cut with a pair of scissors, like a crop top friggin' apron, mate. I was pissed. And then put me in this chef hat, mate. I look like a pope. I wasn't happy about it, mate. So
well, that's your fault for being the de facto cook of the house, isn't it? You reap what you sow.
I know, mate, but they haven't showed enough of my cooking, to be honest. I was a bit pissed off about that, mate.
Guys,
like, I'm trying to get some brand deals following
unreal. His omelets, unreal.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't know. You
wouldn't know. You never ate that, did you?
Cooper ate that omelette and he said it was salty.
Give a pep talk to the people watching.
Yeah, just keep talking, really, because like at the end of the day, you're paying all our bills.
Yeah,
so it's great.
Dues.
Like, the more you guys talk about it, the more you hate us. Like, it's kind of good in the end of the day. So,
Mick, just say peace and love to all people.
Peace and love to all people. I love you.
There you go.